Well, I've been away a while, and this is why. I've been working on this wonderful new room. That obscene stack, including the bag on top, are all my cookie cutters. Behind the box right there with the blue hammer showing, which is a piece of art that we had to glue and put weights on, is, you can see on top, another box of the ones I bought to resell. So that's 8 containers in a bag. And I'm going to get that down to my personal collection of 1 or 2 tubs, and that's it. I'm letting all my kids and grandkids go through it and decide what they want. But let me take you on a little tour and show you what's going on. This is the closet. It's not fully done yet, as far as I've got this thing in here, which is a lot of little miscellaneous things I got to put away. But this is my drawing and art area where I have paint and pencils and stuff like that. I've got more paint, and then this is glitter, and that's glitter, and more of my jewelry boxes. All my, oh, this is supposed to be down here. Put my gold paint. That's what I used to paint this at the other studio, or actually my resale room in the other house. All my felt. This is all my chunks of felt, and then these are my scraps of felt, some large, and then 1 box of tiny. And then this is all my Fimo clay stuff. And then my oven down there, a rock tumbler. And then this is an old pillow, well, brand new pillow. It was too fat, so I'm using it for fiberfill. And this is, I believe, some stuffing for a quilt. This is some particular kind of reptile cage material you use for pincushions. And then down there are all my ornaments. They're like this. All different containers of them to make ornaments out of. And then some miscellaneous craft supplies. And I've still got a shelf up there and my old globe that if I can't give it away, I'll probably sell it, or my friend's having a yard sale, I'll probably sell it there. Some old tabletop easels. And then these are the shelves you were familiar with in the other 2 rooms I've done. These are all my drawers. And that's some junk jewelry I still got to go through. And then all my art we got to hang up. Half of it's still in the other room. And then 1 piece is over there getting glued back together because the back came off. It was my biggest one. But my sequins and seed beads on these 2 shelves. And then just some miscellaneous ribbons and materials. Vintage Christmas up there. We're going to hang some of the art here. A shelf above this window, and possibly this window for some of my fun pieces that I've collected. A doll from my childhood, a cat from my childhood, and some fun sewing notions that I have. This is all my findings up here. And then like my cotton, some other findings, chain, glue, and these are actually empty. Those are my parachute cord, some of my camera equipment, and then some my adult coloring books and my search words, and just some empty journals. And this is my paper bead kit down here. I bought a lot of paper bead strips from Darlene Michaud. She's the one that told me to go ahead and start a channel, and I've been following her for probably 10 years. I don't know, a long time. And I bought a bunch of her paper strips that she made, and I was always going to make paper beads, so we're still going to do that. And these are just some miscellaneous, some art. These are for painting on. They're pointy, and you can put your items on there. Some of these are cutting strips or working mats, just all kinds of stuff in there, and some stencils in the bag. And then all my drawers. These are just miscellaneous cords and twine, bottle caps, and tabs from cans. Silver plate flatware, mini tiles, poker chips, more poker chips, dominoes, miscellaneous craft stuff in here, which is just, you know, that stuff I didn't know what to do with. Just, these are candle wicks, and these were hangers from some like sheets or something I bought, and I thought, well, I'll hang on to them. And then some like acrylic squares that I got somewhere for nothing. And then my toolbox with my threads and my tools in it. I've got to organize that a little better. These are some jewelry supplies. And then all my metalworking over here. I've got my little tiny anvil. And then the rest of my little squares for hammering on are on top of that painting. I got some sheet metal, copper and silver and tin foil. I've got some hammers. This one has texture. And these are all my different wires, including some electrical wire that I strip and use to make some of my copper pieces. And in here, one of these is all ephemera, and one of these is all Christmas crafty stuff. Little knick-knacky things, the little things from Hobby Lobby and different things I've collected. This is all fabric, these 3 shelves. Let me see if I can push you out a little bit. These 3 shelves are all fabric and lace for crafting kits and things I want to do. These are my pipe cleaners. Some of the little puff balls for the kids. Some doilies, some velvet that didn't get put in a box, and my bulk sequins to resell. And then up here is more fabric, including a bin of my bulk felt, my big pieces. And that's my wool felt that my friend Bev gave me that I still want to do some things with. Lace, and all this is all white. Lace and different fabrics. Some quilts up there, just all kinds of cool stuff. And then my beads. They're all on one shelf. These are all my beads. I've got them in colors. And then the ones that I took out of the boxes, because I didn't have enough room for boxes, I made big bags of multicolor. And I got one bag of kids' jewelry beads down there. 1 or 2 little ones. Some wooden beads, but most of these are glass. I think there's more kid beads, some vintage kid beads here. And stone and glass and all kinds of cool stuff. Over here are the sequins, and then all my seed beads are here, including my sequin tape or ribbon, some crafting things. These are both like crafting. Those are all my blue felt for making ornaments for Christmas. My leather pieces for making some of my beaded fringed earrings that I like to do the leather with. My loom. I have 2 different beading looms here. And just a bunch of stuff. Over here, that's my last piece of big artwork, is all my trays. It's not very bright. We're going to put more lighting in here. But all my trays that I've got to go through and organize. And they got all kinds of beads and projects on them. This was the llama I did. This has some buttons and different things. Each one's got different stuff on it. This is all ephemera stuff, paper, cardstock, craft paper, a paper cutter, some punches. I got more punches in another container. These are cards that I'll be selling in lots that are fun. And then some little bottles, more jewelry and parts, more ephemera, big books and stuff too. This is an embosser. I haven't used it yet. And then down here is like a blender and a food processor for crafting and a bunch of yarn. So up there is some denim and some trees. Those are patterns up there. And then that's for locker hooking, which is something else I want to do. And more wood stuff here. And then that's a craft kit. That's my husband's NASCAR latch hooker. No. Yeah, latch hook. That's locker hooking, that's latch hook. They're slightly different. So that's everything. You can see it looks pretty good. I've got my desk and my spectacular computer that my husband and son picked out for me. A beautiful gaming computer with 2 big monitors. It's a few years old now, but it's still a spectacular, wonderful computer with a clicky keyboard. And I've got plenty of room. And then these are all different crafting things. Sewing boxes, embroidery floss buttons, stickers, diamond dots for crafting with, not for doing diamond art. I've got kit patterns, embroidery kits, styrofoam trees, magnets, corks, salt and pepper kits, stuff for making denim paper, silicone mold, some miscellaneous Christmas, and just you can see they're all labeled. All these different things. Quilling. I got all the stuff to quill, to do paper quilling. Something I'd always wanted to look into, but it was so expensive, but I got everything. Tools, paper, everything for like $3 or $5. Same with the diamond dots. I paid very little for all those diamond dots. I think I got one big batch for $5 or $3 or one of these was $5, one of these was $3. in the box, not in this box, it was in a different box. And then I got more diamond dots for $2. So, and this is to make putz houses. And so I've got everything organized. It's, I've still got a couple little piles of stuff. Like over here is some art and different things I've got tucked away. And then this big bin of jewelry. I don't know what to do with that. It's all junk jewelry to take apart and work with. And so that's it. And I've got 2 big windows. Lets a lot of light in. It's a very bright and cheerful room. But this is what I've been working on. And then I started a plant-based diet because I kept trying different things, being told different things. But then when I really researched it, the only thing to reverse my heart disease is a plant-based oil-free diet. And that's been backed by many scientific studies. And frankly, I love to eat that way. So I am at peace now with my diet, very happy. I'm a week in. It's not the first time I did it, but the last time I didn't do oil-free, and it did not fix anything because I ate a lot of those fake meats and fake cheeses, and I'm just eating healthy plant foods. And I'm going to do more on that on my other channel. But that's what I've been concentrating on the last few weeks, is working on this room, working on my resale room, and getting everything straightened up and organized. So now I got to pick a project I want to work on and start doing some more videos. Still got some stuff up here to organize, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. That little mess can stay up there just a little bit longer. And if you look down there, there's a box in back. It's a Home Depot box, and that's full of all kinds of stuff. And it's the kind of stuff where, oh, one thing goes in that box, and one thing goes in that box, and one thing goes in that box, and one thing, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff. And I just don't want to deal with it right now. So, and these are all extra storage containers. And that box, I'm going to start next week just pulling it out and putting away a handful of things a day. But I needed a break, and really everything that's important is accessible to me. So this is my new room. I'll go to the door so you can really see it. There's a closet with a light in it. It goes into our hallway here, and you can step in, and I've got this on a little corner. That's our pantry behind this corner here. We have a really big walk-in pantry that juts into this room. So when you walk in, there's this corner, and that's how come I had to do it that way. And then you've got the whole big room. And it's just wonderful. I could not be more excited. Some of my little treasures are up on the windowsill. Gifts from my daughter, our oldest daughter. A gift from a friend, Bev, who gave me the felt to do the wool felt items. This was our daughter's from when she was a little kid, but all the sand got mixed up. This, our son brought home from Japan when he went a few years ago. Or maybe it didn't. Maybe he didn't get it there. It was from a graduation. I don't know where that came from. That's interesting. I'll have to ask around and see if anybody knows what it is. And then this did come from Japan. Our son bought it for me. It's when you put the coin on and the kitty comes up and his paw pulls the coin in. And I've got this to hang up. And a little mug I like. And then all these goodies here to put up on a shelf. So that's where I'm at. And I'm pretty excited to have it finally nice. And to have all this extra space to move around. I decided not to put anything in the middle of the room. That table will be plenty to work on. If I need to work, I can bring in a card table, set it up for the day, and that's it. So that's where I'm at. I'll be back soon with a project. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll do a short too. So for people that don't get the big videos, they can get the short to come over here. But that's insane. I never dreamed I had that many cookie cutters. So my goal is to get it down to 2 tubs for me to keep the things I really love and really will use and really want for both this channel and things. You know, now I might keep a box of Christmas that I put away with the Christmas. Even though I won't be making sugar cookies for myself, I still like to have the grandkids come over and do sugar cookies. So I'll let both of our daughters come over and the granddaughters that are older come over and go through everything. And I'll pick out what I want first. I'll let them pick out what they want. And sorry, I'm doing that again. That really upsets people when I go back and forth in my chair. I apologize. And then I'll make sure I pick out a tub just for the channel. So all the cool ones I bought to do here, I'll put those in their own box, and then maybe a personal box, although they might get mixed together, and then one for the holidays that gets put with the holiday stuff. But we'll see. If the kids want them all, I'm fine with that. You know, it's time to move them on. It was a fun collection, but I'm just ready to move on from it. I'm ready to lighten the load. Some of them may get put online to be sold, and if they are, I'll let you know. There's a good chance several containers of those will get sold. The bag up on top was all stuff I already had put away for being sold, but I just put it all together for the kids to go through. But yeah, that's nuts that I have that many. Absolutely nuts. It goes almost to one more tub, it would be touching the ceiling practically. I mean, crazy. Does that mean I'll never buy a cookie cutter? Of course not. If I find something I really love, because like I said, I'm going to keep 1 to 2 tubs for me, for stuff I want to make projects more than once, for stuff I love, just to have for my little collection. But my collection doesn't need to be this big. So I will be back soon, but I thought you'd enjoy seeing the finished product. I still have to sweep and mop. I haven't done that yet. We have had the worst trouble getting a good dustpan lately. Every mop or broom we buy, the dustpan is super thick, and you can't get the stuff up into it. So we're trying to find a thin dustpan. So we're going to go out shopping this week and see if we can get one. And so that's why I haven't swept. I just kind of picked up the stuff. And there's a couple of pieces, but that's a ribbon. But I've been kind of picking up the stuff off the floor, but I got to really get in here, sweep, and then run some Murphy's Oil soap over my oak floor. This is a solid oak 1964 floor. So I'll be back soon, but I wanted to share this with you. Bye.